Greetings, friends and future friends. This video I call Studio Shop Videos. Now, if you're like me, and you don't have a lot of money to pay somebody to come in and fix and repair things in your studio, you got to do it yourself. So I'm going to show you how you can fix and repair and adjust things in your studio. That way you can get back to work creating, whether it be videos or music or whatever you're a creator of. So let's go see if we can find something to fix. So the FrankenStein guitar build went really well. We did a lot of things to this thing and everything's working great. If you watched the previous two videos on this guitar, you'll see the things we've done. Now here were a couple problems I ran into. One was the pickup. It seems that this neck of this guitar sticks out really far, so that means that the pickup has to stick out from the body of the guitar also. And setting up everything, setting up the action, it plays really well here. I had to bring this pickup out. And in doing so, I had to figure a way to make it solid. And I tried different springs and different things and all kinds of stuff I tried in the shop. But the only thing that really worked was a big, thick piece of heavy foam rubber, longer screws and longer springs, and it tightened that pickup up really well. Then what we did is we gave it a little bit of sand job and a little filing to make it look like it was worn, and it really works great. It's doing its job. The way the action's set, the sound is really good coming out of this thing. Then the other thing we did was we got another tone knob. We got a tone knob that had a little bit more age to it. It looks really good. And of course we had the red pickup in there. And then what we did was we changed the red picks to white, because I noticed that Ed Watt would usually play with all the white picks. And plus, the white picks kind of stand out a little better than the red picks. The red picks kind of blended in with the guitar. But other than that, everything worked out really well on the front of the guitar. So the back of the guitar didn't give me too many problems other than these reflectors. These reflectors are really hard to keep on. If you watch the video I last put out, you'll see I had this insulation or kind of like a stop for furniture, and I had it glued to the reflector and then had that felt piece glued to the guitar. It worked really well for a while, but then the reflectors were falling off, so it didn't work that good for very long. So what I had to do was I actually took the reflectors and I got the hot glue out, and then I sanded little spots on the guitar to make them rough, and then put the hot glue in there and glued those reflectors to it. Now these things are on there really good, and you can play the guitar and the reflectors won't fall off. The only other thing I changed in the back of the guitar that was very important to the playing was that these springs were hitting the body of the guitar right here when you went into full dive. So I just took the Dremel tool and I cut that out a little bit, cleaned that up. So that way when you're in full dive and those springs are stretched out, nothing's hitting these springs. And actually these springs are really quiet now. So that was generally what I did to the back of the guitar. So the only other thing I did to the back of the guitar is I went out and looked for this neck plate. Now, I guess back in '06 when they did the reissue of the FrankenStein guitar, Fender put out those reissued models, and they also had the reissued neck plate because it actually has the serial number of the original FrankenStein. But this is actually a replica neck plate of the FrankenStein guitar. So to make this guitar really stand out, I had to remove the standard strap mounts and place these eye bolts in. There was somebody online that was actually selling these eye bolts and had them weathered and everything. And I'll tell you, these weathered eye bolts really add to the character of this guitar. And we can't forget about the 1971 quarter. That was an essential tool with the old stock tremolo. Of course, he didn't need it once he got the Floyd Rose. So the last thing I want to mention about this guitar is this piece right here. Now, when I got this guitar, it was actually basically built around a standard Strat, Jackson Strat. The jack for the plug where you plug the guitar in was down here. So what we had to do is, me and my buddy Dave, we had to take and route this out to fit this jack mount. And then we also had to route it out long enough so that the jack itself could fit in there, so when you plugged the guitar, you had plenty of room. This was a little bit of a problem, but I'm glad we solved it, and it really adds character. It brings it really close to being an original FrankenStein look. This replica actually, I think without this jack, it really wouldn't have looked like a FrankenStein replica. So it looks like the FrankenStein guitar build turned out wonderful. It's a great guitar to look at and play. So I hope this video showed you that you can fix and repair these things yourself. That way you don't have to have someone else come in and do it. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. You'll help us grow the channel. That way we can fix more stuff. So take care, my friends, and thanks for watching.